Year after year, the Transportation Commissioner for the City of Chicago has told our CBS 2 investigative team that he is going to hold supervisors accountable for workers slacking off on the job. Well, now Pam Zeckman wonders who's watching the supervisors. In Pam's ongoing series, Time Killers, she profiles the latest payroll cheats. Pam is here to tell us what she found. Pam?
Diane, we found some of those supervisors are just as bad as the workers they're supposed to be watching. It's the dawn of a new day. City workers are busy at their jobs, but where might their bosses be? That's the million-dollar question taxpayers want to know. Mr. Winbush? Gregory Winbush is one of those bosses, a project administrator with the Department of Transportation who rakes in more than $80,000 a year of your tax dollars. We caught up with him outside Bally's Health Club in River North.
You earn more than $80,000 a year, and you're supposed to be administering projects for the city. What projects are you administering at the health club?
Winbush is supposed to be supervising work crews and serving as a liaison to community groups and religious leaders. But day after day, our cameras caught Winbush cheating the taxpayers. June 20th, Winbush spent more than 4 hours at his Southside home. He did leave once to water his plants and another time to swipe out. September 3rd, a day Winbush spent more than 5 hours at home, barbecuing in the backyard, picking homegrown tomatoes. In the afternoon, Winbush was off to this bathhouse for an hour and a half before he left. On the morning of September 17th, Winbush wasted 2 hours at the Bally's Health Club. That afternoon, he picked up some groceries before heading home, where he spent the last 2 hours of his city shift.
We've watched you for days. You go to the bathhouse on Division, you barbecue at home, you go home by 1. Are you going home now?
We showed our surveillance video to Winbush's boss, Commissioner Miguel Descoto.
Obviously, I have to go back and look at what I've been doing to manage my managers.
So what makes these guys think they can get away with cheating the taxpayers? For our next supervisor, it may be his good old-fashioned clout here at the Department of Transportation.
Charles Scalise is CDOT's General Superintendent of Operations, in charge of all concrete and paving work. His cousin, Peter Scalise, is a $68,000 a year foreman of cement finishers. We watched Peter Scalise supervising concrete work over several mornings, but the afternoons were another story. Day after day, his activity reports show he was at work for the city, when in fact, by noon on September 3rd, we caught Peter Scalise here at the Italian Club in Bridgeport, then Russo's Deli for 2.5 hours until it was time to swipe out. On September 24th, he was back at Russo's by 12:30 again, behind the counter, chatting with customers. Then back to the Italian Club and finally his mother's house, where he spent the rest of his working day.
Mr. Scalise, Pam Zeckman from Channel 2. I want to talk to you about why you spend hours of your workday at the restaurant down the street or at this house. You've been here for hours and you're supposed to be working for the city. He's supposed to be stopping payroll cheating. He's part of your system, and he's part of the problem.
If people choose to be deceitful and to circumvent the system, then I need to find ways to shut that down.
The commissioner says that both Winbush and Scalise do work on some weekends and evenings for which they don't get paid. But he said that does not excuse the absences we documented. And we've learned that as a result of his ongoing investigation, 1 worker has resigned and 2 others have been suspended. We'll have more on that and other reaction tomorrow. Diane and Antonio?
Well, Pam, does the commissioner believe that this is it or that it's more widespread, and what does he plan to do?
He firmly believes that most of his workers are hard workers and it's not a systemic problem. On the other hand, we've done this year after year, and he now concedes that he's got to do a lot more to button down this system and make sure that people are working. We want to hear about some of those reforms later.
Okay, thank you, Pam.